the matter with you?
My favorite show! It's changing! It's so unfair!
Unfair, huh? Is there something I can do?
Well...
So, we're here today to talk about a great injustice. So, without further delay, we're going to explain why it's not easy.
This is so stupid. Do it!
Living on Sesame Street. Sesame Street. From the 60s onward, this lovable show has made its way into our hearts and memories. Who didn't want to run down the street to go meet Big Bird, and Snuffy, and go count with the count, and holy hell, what is that?
It's just Elmo. It's like looking into an abyss of unholy joy. I know.
Wait, what is this? Where's Sparkly? Where's Snuffy? What is this? Oh, excuse me 1 second. Yeah.
Do you really want to know what happened?
Cookie Monster?
Cause Cookie will tell you sad story.
Yeah, of course I want to know. No. Are you for real? I can't even... Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Cookie Monster. Oh snap, folks. This just got serious. We're going to focus on a very specific time. A time where I think led to this downhill road to alteration, where it was no longer A-OK, and instead lapsed into this red-for-run Third Reich. We're going to talk about the Elmo years.
What?
Don't you give me that. You started this, and I'm going to finish it. To give a brief history, Elmo was born in the early 1970s under the generic name of Baby Monster, and joined the show alongside other characters such as Telly, Forgetful Jones, and the Honkers. It's not to say he had it easy growing up. It wasn't until 1980 that he was officially dubbed Elmo, and he went through 3 handlers until 1984 when he was taken in by veteran Muppeteer Kevin Clash. Maybe it was the turmoil in his formative years that led to his now recognizable habit of Iliism, or
Referring to oneself in the third person.
either way, he certainly knew of his own importance, and he was going to make sure everyone on the street knew it too. His innocent, high falsetto voice also appealed to masses in song, and is with his debut in the infamous Elmo song that propelled him into superstardom. But it all came together as he peaked in his influence and stardom with a devil doll that would be known as Tickle Me Elmo. So here we are in 1994. From here on out, Elmo had it made. He appeared in major episodes such as Snuffy's Reveal and Maria and Louis's Wedding. But underneath, something darker lay brewing. Fame apparently has its limit. No! And if it was to maintain his sense of importance, changes were going to have to be made. So Elmo started indoctrinating his future co-stars. He pushed for a larger portion of each episode in his segment Elmo's World, which, in 1999, would come to be half the show. And I think this is what sparked his idea to become the behind-the-scenes powerhouse. Since the 1990s, there has been a systematic downgrade of the former favorites. Either they changed or they left, unless you still had some use.
What do you mean?
Well, that phone call I just got, let's just say I found out what happened to some of the older characters. And it ain't pretty, folks.
Oh, hi, Big Bird. Elmo hears you're looking for a meeting. What can Elmo do for you on the day of his new show? This does not please Elmo. Elmo thinks you should reconsider. Perhaps Big Bird would stay if Elmo offered him more money? No? Very well. Elmo has made an offer, and you have refused. Elmo will take this into consideration and give you my answer in the morning.
guess that explains what happened to some of them. The disturbing trend I see is one of homogenization. If Elmo is going to be happy and self-centered, everyone is going to be happy and self-centered. But in any case, I'm going to focus on 3 specific changes that I've heard the most ruckus about. First up, Bert and Ernie. Now, we all know the idea behind this one. While kids were sitting there enjoying songs about liking to sing and rubber duckies, parents were maintaining their sanity over the private joke that Bert and Ernie were
Finding new ways to make that time lots more fun.
It's kind of hard to ignore the argument when you have pictures of innuendo like this, or like that, or even if, oh my god, you're not even trying anymore, are you? I'll point out 2 things here. One, they're Muppets in separate beds. Your kids are not sitting there wondering if Bert is playing Rubber Ducky Goes Spelunking in Ernie's hidey hole. But on the other hand of that, are you really going to prove that they're not by giving them separate rooms? It's like, you know what? I'm going to ruin this for you right now. A lot of married couples sleep in separate bedrooms, okay? Maybe little Jimmy couldn't go to sleep one night. Maybe your partner fell asleep on the couch watching TV. Or maybe Mommy and Daddy just aren't getting along right now. Either way, it's perfectly comparable to a married couple. Second, and probably more importantly, even if you could prove that there was a secret conspiracy to hint that Bert and Ernie were a married couple, so what?
No one cares.
It's just one more addition to the idea that you're going to meet a variety of people and lifestyles in your neighborhood. I mean, really, show me one clip of either Bert or Ernie doing something, saying something, or behaving in a way that is inappropriate in front of their audience.
I saw some on YouTube.
We're not talking about that.
Oh, right.
You know, public jail. You know, this could have an ultimately simple solution, and it is this. Keep them the way they were. I mean, I tend to agree with the idea that there can be more than one interpretation for a situation, and that it can even be used to promote neighborly communications. However, I also respect that one group cannot force the creators of an idea to have an intention that may or may not have been there originally. That said, one shouldn't necessarily go out of their way to try and prove that they didn't have it in mind either.
Naughty.
Let's move on to my next problem. Oscar the Grouch. So, Oscar gets a 2-fold issue. First, complains that he should be moved to a long-term care facility because he looks homeless. And the attempt to cut him back and make him nicer. Are you serious, people? This is a grouch, a species that loves trash. He is all about the upheaval that is living in garbage heaps. So it only makes sense that he would choose, important word there, choose, to live in a garbage can. But what more concerns me is this new niceness makeover he seems to be getting under threat of less airtime because he's potentially a bad influence on children.
Not nice.
No, it isn't. Oscar is a great example of what it's like to be different in the community. He shows us that not everyone who is grouchy is a bad person, but that they are still part of the community. He also teaches us that it's okay to have emotions outside of the gleeful spectrum. The idea of replacing this with a psychotically euphoric creature that aggrandizes himself only teaches your kids that it's only acceptable to have certain emotions, and that if you aren't happy, you need to repress those feelings. At least Oscar was honest. And most of the time, the other people on the street were more than willing to help Oscar through whatever trouble he was having at the time. You want to see what Elmo promotes? This is a life lesson of Elmo's New World Order, folks. Live it up. Yep, that is a great example of sharing right there. Happy, happy, happy. Now, I know some things have to change. I mean, anyone can see why you probably wouldn't want an old rerun where Gordon finds the little girl who's lost and invites her up for milk and cookies.
Want some cookies, little girl?
Creepy. But in general, what I'm getting at is that Sesame Street is turning into a world of sameness, where once you had diversity and curiosity, now you have cookie-cutter characters. It was broad, all-encompassing, and easy for people to grasp. It would be in harmony with the idea of people coming together from different backgrounds and sharing their ideas and friendship.
Now, I'll give credit where it's due. Recently, Sesame Street aired an episode with the introduction of a Muppet being from a home where parents were in fact divorced. This is by far one of the best examples of Sesame Street showing its ability to tackle hard topics with a sense of taste and taking its audience seriously enough to talk about it on a level they could understand.
But by plugging in to one culture or group alone, however expansive that populace in the area might be, you're only promoting the idea of us and them. And speaking of unwelcome changes, we're now going to get into one of the most insulting alterations to ever befall a Muppet. There have always been three things that I've been pretty sure about. That camels spit, that the sun will always rise in the east, and that C stands for cookie.
It's always been good enough for me.
Well, not anymore! That's right. The worst offense is this horrible conversion from the Cookie Monster to the Veggie Monster. The others were bad enough, but this is declaring war, you little red-faced fascist!
Oh, sure, I know his name isn't really being changed to the Veggie Monster, but the idea of Cookie Monster being forced to diet from cookies is outright ridiculous.
He is, in fact, a Cookie Monster. Say it with me now, kids. A Cookie Monster. His name alone implies that sugar and flour may be essential to his existence. So, what, did the new HMO program in Elmo Care do a study? Did they give him a physical? Is his glucose too high? Does he have too much cholesterol? Because I'm pretty sure he has looked the same, if not better, than when he first started on the street. He is the Dick Clark of monsters. What? He did? Bad example.
This is a character who used to be a top bill monster. He was cheerful, funny, and lovable. You just leave him to his cookies, and he seems content enough.
And now, you're just going to take that away from him? No, you stupid, selfish, sick cannibal group! No! Sorry, folks. Got a little emotional there.
Okay.
Back to my point. Parents want a positive role model. I get that. The street wants to encourage healthy eating habits. I get that too. Here's the problem. I'm a little surprised that you need a monster to tell you the difference between monsters and humans. Monsters can eat all the cookies they want and not gain weight. Children cannot. Because Cookie Monster do not always eat just cookies. Check out the Follow That Bird movie. He has been known to eat candy wrappers, street signs, car parts. Did you ever see your kid eat a car hood? Didn't think so.
I did.
You have the stomach of a goat. You're allowed. And if we're going to be so gung-ho about it, why not have Elmo teach the kids about healthy eating? Is he too good for it? Or is this the last step on setting a beloved character on the road to self-destruction? Whoa. What in the nine hells is that? So! Elmo?
Oh, hi, Pandora. Welcome to Elmo's world.
What do you want, you psychotic, overblown bath mat?
Elmo has been hearing some very disturbing news. that you don't like what Elmo has been doing with Sesame Street.
You're right. I don't. I think you're sucking the life out of the integrity of everything Sesame Street used to stand for.
But in Elmo's world, everyone is happy. Everyone has fun and plays without having to worry about how ugly the world can be.
But that's not how the world is.
Oh, Elmo knows this very well. Elmo has been hurt many times. But as Elmo has grown, Elmo has seen that he can turn the world into one of Elmo's liking. Street by street, block by block, Elmo's world will grow. There will no longer be contention or chaos. And under Elmo's care, the world will come to know the peace of pure joy.
And you're destroying the core of people in the process.
Only those that would cause disturbances. Those who would introduce chaos into Elmo's perfect world.
You see? Elmo just wants to get rid of the bad people.
Which is everyone. Everybody has the potential to hurt others. Look how you're hurting the monsters in your own city. This world of yours can't work. The idea of absolutism, even the absolutism of good, is a fallacy. Never mind that you're just a Muppet who's gotten too big for his fur.
No! This will be a new world order! Elmo's world order! Look into your new reality.
Ah! Man, look away!
I can't. It's so pretty.
What? Is that it? That's the kind of thing that only works on feeble-minded people.
Oh, Elmo knows. Soon, you will be under my control. What?
I want you to say it in order to tell the truth.
What is that? What are you doing? No! No! No!
Well, hopefully that'll make him think twice before trying to enslave the world in his own image. So, still think he's the next best role model to live up to? Alright then. Thanks for tuning in, folks. This has been Pandora.
And me.
Explaining to the world why it's not always easy. One character at a time. See you next time.